This is Two Takes, One Marriage.
I'm Jonah.
And I'm Susan.
We'll be talking about whatever is on our minds.
The random thoughts, the funny stuff, and the conversations that probably didn't need microphones.
Real love,
real life,
really funny.
Well, welcome back. How you doing, babe?
Pretty good.
Yeah, what'd you do this weekend?
This weekend we got to go to Truist Park and watch some Banana Ball till yesterday of today of recording, so it's Monday. But Sunday we got to see Savannah Bananas play the party animals.
And it was Mother's Day, so we got to see all of the mothers in our lives.
Yes, that too. It was Mother's Day this past Sunday as well.
We got to see my mom, your grandma and Nana and your mom all within the same hour.
Yeah, well, we're at church together, so.
Yeah, so pretty great. Okay, anything else exciting happened this weekend?
No, we kind of just hung out.
Yeah, we didn't.
Other than the game, we just kind of had a chill
weekend.
which was good because we needed a reset from the past week. So
Yeah, no, it was a nice weekend. I enjoyed it. It was too short.
it's always too short.
However, in 11 days, we go on a cruise.
Yeah, we're going on a cruise in 11 days.
11 days, and then we are on a cruise for
From
4 days.
Friday next week to Monday, right?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
We get back to port on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Try to do the drive back after we get in the car so that we can, because I have Tuesday off, so.
Yeah, I'll probably go back to work Wednesday next week, or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to go back on Wednesday.
So I have a recovery day, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we're going to need that recovery day for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. It'll be my first cruise.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be my first cruise as an adult. I did a cruise when I was in 7th grade, and it was fun. The one thing I remember the most is going to the Circle C Club or Circle K Club, whatever it was called.
She went to a gas station club.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it was C because it's the carnival.
Yeah, still no reaction.
I'm sorry, I didn't find it funny. That's okay. You're funny in other ways.
Apparently not.
You are. Okay. Well, so that's the last time I remember going on a cruise. I don't remember much of it. I remember I cried one day. It was a whole traumatic experience because of women problems. So it was very, very traumatizing because I did not want to get off the boat. And my mom wanted me to get off the boat. But to get off the boat, I had to use TMI. I had to use a tampon to be able to go swimming off the boat or whatever.
I think I remember you telling me this story.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I was, again, 7th grade. Like, I was still fairly new to a woman's cycle. So I was crying because I didn't know what to do and it wasn't working and it's not going great. And so I'm crying and it was just, my mom probably remembers it a lot better than I do. But yeah, it was very traumatic for me.
Well, this time, hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah, this time it'll be better. Well, that was only one day of the cruise, and I think it was like towards the end of it.
Did you go on a week-long cruise?
I think so. I think we went for spring break or something, or fall break.
Somebody in my company is going for like a 2-week cruise. I'm like, how do you have the money to spend on a 2-week cruise?
It's kind of like how some people will spend 2 weeks in Japan.
Yeah.
You save up.
No, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like if we weren't going to the places we were going this year, like the cruise or.
Yeah, I would have said we could probably go for a more day cruise, but we have 2 other trips planned this year.
And also we could not go at all to anything and purely just only have like weekend vacations and then save up to go to Japan. And some people go for like 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
because
if you go overseas, it's usually a multi-week thing.
Yeah, they save up enough money to do that, and they also like save up the PTO, like they wait to take all their PTO at one time. It happens for some people. Yeah, that's the goal. the next trip in the next 2 years, I wanna go to Japan.
That's the goal.
He's, like, not excited about it. I don't know. We have our passports, so might as well
Yeah.
get some use out of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know this week's Brave update is gonna be very exciting because we won the series against
The defending champs, yeah. So I got yesterday with some banana merch. Susan bought me the City Connect jersey and I got Ozzy Albies. So trying to get all the different types of jerseys. Right now, the only one I don't have is the navy blue ones, dark blue ones. But I have the white home jersey. I have the other City Connect jersey. I have the red jersey, but I don't have the blue, and
Oh,
I don't have the away gray one, which I don't really care that much if I don't get.
well, also, I don't really see them on sale as much as I see the other jerseys
Yeah,
because 'cause they're away jerseys, and not many
yeah,
people wanna wear away jerseys.
yeah, because they'll be going to the game when they're at home.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be wearing every Saturday night home game. We'll be
Mm.
wearing the City Connects. So the powder blues.
You know, I'm gonna have to learn how to get stains out eventually.
Why do you have stains in one of your jerseys?
No, I'm talking when we have kids and we have a boy who plays baseball or a girl that plays little league or whatever, I'm gonna have to learn how to get stains out for their games.
Yeah.
I'm just now realizing that. I'm gonna have to do that.
But anyways, we have some more injury updates. We ended up losing our first series last Thursday. Ran into some good pitching and hit very well in the Seattle series. But then this past weekend, we went to the Dodgers, who we have been playing terrible since 22, I think. We haven't won a series there. We got swept like 3 times the last 3 times we were there. And this time we took the series win. And yesterday had a couple of injuries happen. Eli White had pretty much a game saving catch that he face planted into the wall. So he's going to be on concussion protocol and be on the 7-day IL. And then Sean Murphy got hit on the catcher's interference by the bat, by the guy swinging. So I think he was going to get x-rays. So I don't know if he's going to miss some more time, which is likely, I think. I don't know if there's an update for that yet. And then our shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim, that tore a ligament in his finger, is going to be back on Tuesday when we face the Red Hot Cubs. They're coming into town. So hopefully we can pull off that series because 2 of the best teams in baseball are going to
The
be,
Cubbies?
yeah,
Still one of our
Mr. Dasby Swanson.
yeah.
I didn't really fight her to keep him. And he also has ties to Chicago too, I think. So
Still.
even though he's from Swanee,
He was nice to look at.
yeah. So we get to play the Cubs. And I'm coming back home after this long away stand, and hopefully we can pull out a series win there too. And Acuna is going to be eligible to come off the IL on Wednesday, but Walt said that he still needs to check all the boxes, and I don't see them rushing him back because of how well our offense is doing. So
Yeah.
I have time to get him to fully recover. So maybe later this week or next week he'll be back. So
Nice.
yeah.
Very informative. Thank you. I hope everyone really uses the Braves
Updates.
as much as
I know they're all over social media, so if you have TikTok, I'm sure you see a lot of updates from different people
Here's
posting.
the thing though, we're on somewhat similar algorithm, but not the same.
Yeah,
So when I hear these updates, it's my first time hearing them.
there you go.
I don't know about
A lot of these that I get updates from other people posting stuff on social media.
yeah, and
So,
I don't have that. That's not on my feed. So hearing you
but I
is
also
how I get
I've
my
been
news.
watching pretty much every game, so
Yes.
I also know what happens in the game if a player goes down and stuff like that. So
Yes. But again, you're how I get my news. Like you're who I tune into on my Braves news. Other than like being in the same room with you when you're watching a game, I know the gist of like the wins that we get because you tell me. But Like, other than that, like, this whole injuries and this whole when they're coming back and all this, I know nothing about. If someone were to ask me, I'd be like, "You're talking to the wrong person. Let me grab my husband for you, because that's who you should be talking to, not me." So, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Now, if only you could, like, do it for all teams, just baseball in general,
I
and
mean, I can give an update of the Brewers too, if you want me to.
no, I'm talking about, like, broadly, like, just
Just
whatever
baseball in
happened.
general.
Yeah, but I don't feel like we should because this is brave country, so
I mean, I could do Atlanta sports.
yeah, what's happening in all Atlanta sports?
Well, the Hawks lost in the first round against the Knicks, but it seems like they've put up the best fight so far against the Knicks because the 76ers just got swept by the Knicks.
Uh,
So,
I think so
because they stole 2 games from them.
the only thing is, like,
And then the draft was yesterday. I don't know exactly what who Atlanta picked up, but they I know they had the number 8 pick.
I think
So,
I think what I would me personally, like, I don't know, I like to know what's going on during that season. Like, the drafts are super important and, keeping up with the season of what everyone's like, there's another podcast out there that has 2 brothers on it, and so during football season, they they talk about the games that happened that weekend and who won, and just give, like, a quick highlight, but, like, that's it. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
when I say broadly.
once more season come into play.
Well, you could have
So,
been doing that this whole time in baseball, but
yeah.
I kinda just really wanted to see how it would fare with just focusing on the Braves, because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with, like, having to feel like you have to get all the facts and
No, I mean,
be, like, constantly making
I'm not
sure you're
really no.
focusing on, like, different teams, because your main focus is, like, the Braves. You don't really watch other teams as closely.
Well, I mean, I literally don't watch any other games. I mean, I only pay for the Braves broadcast anyways.
Oh, yeah, but I'm
I could pay for the $200 to get
all of it.
all the
Maybe.
MLB and then have blackouts, but yeah.
No, I just wanted to just, like, I don't know. It was just a thought. You don't have to do it. But I think eventually expanding that to there, definitely when we get into, like, college football.
Oh, I mean,
College football will mostly focus Alabama.
I could talk all about the SEC.
Yeah, but I feel like you're gonna be more
I focus a lot on the SEC during college football season.
as a whole.
Yeah.
Seriously?
You not remember you watching all the SEC games?
No, I remember watching all the Alabama games.
I would have it on all freaking day Saturday because I was watching all the SEC games in a row.
Not really. We had a
You don't
very
remember that?
No, because we had very busy weekends. We had honeymoon, wedding, we had, like,
Yeah, but
you were
that was
always
like
watching
the
you were always watching the Alabama games, but, like, you weren't always constantly watching. I You watched maybe 2 or 3 other games during the whole season.
there's more than that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can do the whole SEC, what
And I also
teams.
tuned into the Georgia games every week too.
Not always. It
I
just
did. I
depends.
always had it up.
'Cause I remember the one time where we had them both going at the same time
That was the
downstairs.
first game of the season, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I always had the Georgia game going. But it was probably
Most of
because
the
we were
times,
doing something and I just had it on my phone.
maybe. I don't know, 'cause we were w
And we also watched it when we were at your ex-friend's wedding.
No, that was the Alabama game.
We watched the Alabama game and then the Georgia game right after, but you fell asleep. They were playing Texas.
I don't remember.
My wife's memories is cooked.
No, it's very selective.
It is.
It is. I think I keep things like, I remember things that I feel like are gonna be important later, but also
I just remember random details.
yeah. No, I also think my head is crammed with, like, trying to remember everything I have to do at my job, that my brain just takes things at the most randomest. So, today, we're gonna learn about boundaries, what they are, why they matter, and how they change your life.
Yeah, that sounds so much like what you were
Just saying.
trying to lead into.
Is that sarcasm?
Yes.
Rude. Okay. Sorry. Your buttsies. Okay. So, do you know what a boundary is?
Like, I know what a boundary is in sports. I know what setting up boundaries are too.
What's a boundary in like a personal standpoint
Personal standpoint.
or in a work standpoint?
Well, there's like boundaries that you don't cross, that you
There's no right or wrong answer.
make someone feel uncomfortable. Boundaries that you don't cross with your boss
Yeah.
that they have, like work wise,
Okay.
doing your task and things like that.
Yeah, you've been on the right track. So boundaries are one of those things everybody talks about now, but most people still really don't know what they are. Some people think boundaries are shutting people out, others think it's being rude, but boundaries are actually one of the most healthiest things you can have. So
Yeah, there's healthy boundaries and there's
yeah,
ones.
a lot of anxiety, resentment, and even burnout comes from a weak or non existent boundary. So, here are what boundaries are really boundaries are limits you create to protect your time, your energy, your emotions. Your mental health and your physical space. Notice how I said your. Boundaries are not rules for other people, they're rules for yourself. So, an example is my boundary wouldn't be, you can't yell at me. That's not setting a boundary. Setting a boundary would be, if yelling starts, I'm leaving the conversation. So your boundary is, I'm not going to listen to you yell at me. I'm going to walk away. And that's a boundary you're setting because it's only something you have in your control. So when you set a boundary, and think about when you set a boundary, it's what you have control over. It's not controlling another person. It's not anything like that. And a lot of people, like I said earlier, they take it as you being rude. So if I were to say, if I were to use that example, if yelling starts, I'm leaving the conversation and we're having this conversation and I say, hey, if yelling starts, I am going to leave this conversation. And we continue and they then reach it to that yelling stage and I walk out and be like, they just walked out, didn't even finish the conversation, wouldn't even talk to me. It
Yeah.
can be seen as being rude, but also that was a boundary that you set. It's a boundary that you had. You had control over leaving the situation because you weren't gonna hear it. So usually you're so what your boundaries like where your boundaries come from is, you know, like it's usually experiences, usually, growing up, you kind of learn what you will accept and won't accept.
Hmm.
Because it's basically you accepting something or you not accepting something. It's like, it's your choice, but you can't put it in a way that's controlling. Like, you can't control the other person, you can control yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel comfortable with something, you can say, "Hey, my boundary is that, I'm uncomfortable with this. So if this continues to happen, I will not I will no longer be able to give you X, Y, and Z, you know? Like, I'm uncomfortable hearing about your fights with your significant other, and I will have to withdraw myself because I cannot be unopinionated at that point. It's kinda like you've reached a point
Yeah. A
where
point where you need to get yourself out of that situation.
yes, get yourself out of the situation, but also, like, going ahead and you can set these it doesn't have to be until you've reached a point. You can set the boundary as soon as you know that, actually, that's
Which
not
no one should really know about your arguments with your significant other anyways. But
correct. I don't think anyone should know about what you talk about with your significant other, like, argumentative wise, or, you can maybe talk about it after it's been resolved,
yeah.
but when it's an ongoing argument, I don't think anyone should be involved in that because it just causes more damage than it does healing, and the person you should be talking to is your significant other. You shouldn't be talking to, your grandma, your sister, your cousin, your coworker. Like,
Yeah.
when you're in the argumentative moment, you should be discussing it with your partner. And so if something like Like, let's say we had an argument about something, it was resolved, and then we were talking about how we overcame that argument, then yeah, that's a time to talk about it or just to give an example to someone of something that you've argued about, but you've gotten over it. And, you know, that's that's in and of itself was even
Yeah, a little bit of a tangent. So
yeah. But, so with as you're growing, you kind of learn what boundaries you want. And other times you don't learn boundaries. You you don't know how to put a s- put a stop on certain things. Like you're not confident in yourself to be like, "No, I'm not okay with that."
yeah,
type of thing. So people can have weak boundaries. And those people that have weak boundaries are often grew up avoiding conflict. That's a one for me. I dislike conflict because I in my head already know the outcome because of the presentation that that person has pressed upon me. I know how they're going to react when I try to talk to them about something. And so I don't want to have the conflict. I don't want people to like not everybody has to like me, but I don't want to have unnecessary drama. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to have unnecessary anger towards me, and especially with anyone that I have to regularly interact with. Like that's one of my biggest things. I would rather avoid it and not have anything to do with it because it is easier to just let it go than to bring it up and then for who knows how long
yeah,
as like if it's someone I work with every day and there's a conflict and I don't want to talk about it, it's better if I just leave it alone because if I bring it up and things go the way that I assume that they would go, it's it's all downhill.
all
And then
downhill.
and then I have to sit and work with that person until either A, I find a new job, B, they find a new job, or C, eventually maybe something breaks the ice between us. But until then, it's like you're stuck. So another person that has weak boundaries are taught saying no is disrespectful. They also became caretakers early. So sometimes people who have weak boundaries became mom and dad at an early age because mom and dad were not taking care of the family and they had to step in that role. And then they also have fear of rejection or abandonment. So that's people with weak boundaries. Then you have people with overly rigid boundaries, which means they have more boundaries, way over boundary. Like they're constantly having boundaries, like wall, 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 wall.
Yeah,
So this person typically may have been hurt repeatedly, struggled trusting people, or isolate emotionally. Those people tend to have those overly rigid boundaries. Now, if you have that, or if you said yes to any of that, but you still feel your boundaries are good, that's great. This is purely just what is provided. Doesn't mean that it applies to every person. Every person is different. Everyone has different feelings. So if take what you want from this, it's not to point anybody out. It's not to be like one of the reasons I really wanted to talk about this is because I'm someone who struggles with boundaries. I know that about myself. And so I feel it's really important that people understand and can potentially know that, like, if someone is telling you no, or if someone is saying something that, like, hey, if this happens, I will then need to do this to protect myself. They're not coming at you to be harsh. They're coming at you to just let you know that like they're trying to protect themselves from the overload, like there has to be a break and a give and take with certain things. So, some people have no boundaries, others can have walls so high that nobody can, get close. And that can be seen in all shapes and forms.
yeah. I see myself as less boundary,
Do you feel like you have weak boundaries?
but a lot with some things. Yeah,
Yeah. I
But I
feel
feel
like
like the confrontation thing is we're kind of similar in ways with that, though.
yeah. Well, and like there's a different I do want to point out there is a difference between say like doing something because you feel like you have to than doing something because you want to help. Those are two different things because I know like when we were dating and when we got married and like even now
Married?
when we got married
Mm.
and even now. I was saying like
We're
we're
married, though?
yeah. How long do you know? Yes, we're married.
Well, I'm not showing it today.
Neither am I. Neither am I. I forgot to put on my rings today. I don't know if I can wear my ring anymore, to be honest.
Can you wear your rubber one?
No, because it's the same size.
But it's gonna be stretchy a little bit.
No, it's just as bad. Yeah, my fingers with the heat have just been swelling a lot more than normal. No.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But all throughout our dating, getting married, being married, people have always said you love to serve and
Me?
you love serving people, like being of service and helping out. That is different than boundary setting. Like there's a difference between doing an act of service than doing something because you feel like you have to or you feel like you can't say no to it. So we're going to go in about each type of boundary. We're going to talk a little bit about each of them. So there is the emotional boundaries. It protects your emotions from manipulation or emotional dumping. So some examples are not accepting disrespect, which yes and no in a way, because like I'm not saying you hear someone that you don't know, like personally, you heard from someone who heard from someone who heard from someone that they were disrespecting you, you could just tell the person who told you, "Hey, I don't need to know that. I don't really know them that well, and I'm okay not hearing that." Like
I
they
know
could
this
still
person who
tell you.
knows this person who knows this person that disrespected me.
Really?
Yeah.
Who? Do you know?
No,
Okay. Well, did it
I
phase
was
you?
just no, I was just building off what you said.
Oh, I'm trying to be informative,
I know.
and you's over here cracking the jokes. Jokes, though.
I'm letting you be informative.
So not carrying everyone's problems and not tolerating guilt trips. So, guilt tripping is like the biggest thing. It's like where
I know someone who does that.
they try to make you bad for saying no to something or saying you can't, and then they either try to guilt you into it, they try to make you feel like you have to do it or you're a bad person, anything like that. And so, the ways in which you're feeling responsible for others' emotions and these like absorbing everyone's stress. Like that's an emotional boundary. Like you can't control someone else's emotions and how they react. You can control how you react. You can control, how you react, the actions that you take. Um, and absorbing everyone's stress. I don't know how to go about fixing that part 'cause I don't know. I don't feel like I absorb other people's stress. I feel like I just have my own stress and I push it on everyone. I have my own stress.
I felt that.
People stress me. I don't stress people.
My stress are out all the time.
No, not all the time.
Can't stand
I can too stand it. Oh my goodness. People are not gonna take this as jokes.
you. Yes, they are. We're both smiling at it. Why do you think
Yes,
people are
but
going to take it as
think of
jokes?
the people that can't see us that only listen. And they hear your tone of voice and they're just like, dang.
It's going to be okay. It's going to impress me.
It's gonna be okay.
It's like
Where's that from?
those TikToks that
Where's that from?
embarrassing your significant other
Where's
in
that
public.
from?
What?
It's gonna be okay.
I don't know where that's from. I'm not thinking of anything right now.
Think of a guy and then he goes, okay. Like, really deep at the end. Da 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 da. It's gonna be okay. It's like a song.
Michael Jackson?
Oh, no. It's not Michael Jackson's song. I don't know what song it is.
Well, when Michael Jackson that never had his deep voice when he was singing, so never mind. It couldn't have been Michael Jackson.
Keep
She
your-
doesn't even know.
Keep your head up, kid. It's gonna be okay.
Keep your head up, kid. It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. Someone has to know it. I will look it up after we're done because nuts in my head. Okay. Next, we have our time boundaries. Protecting your schedule and your energy. This is one I feel like the most in which I have a big issue in, like saying no to plans, not answering work messages off hours, taking rest seriously. Like that's like where it is. I just cannot I try to fit everything in that I can because I feel like I cannot say no to people because we have our work life and then there's only so many hours that we have free time and I want to hang out with people. It's not that I don't want to hang out with people and I want to, do all the fun, but there are times in which I should say no a lot more than what I do just because I should just take a break.
There are a lot of times where you say no, though.
Not very many. Not very many.
No, a lot of times it goes, what do you want to do? You can go if you want. I'll let you make that decision.
Yeah, because I'm tired of making decisions. I make decisions every day.
So do I.
What decisions do you make, love?
What decisions do you want to make?
Please enlighten me on the decisions you make at your
I
job.
made a decision to get up, to go to work every day. I make a decision on what I'm going to eat for the day, what I'm going to do when I get home from work.
Okay.
I make a decision on how I'm going to perform the tasks that I have at work.
They don't just tell you how to do your task, or it's not the same task?
Oh, it's different depending on what we're working on and the person who is running the job.
But they usually tell you.
Well, they'll lay you out, say, hey, this is what needs to be done, and then let you do work from there.
Yeah, but you're not making like any like decisions.
I don't know I'm making any decisions.
Like
What do you make?
during your work.
What decisions do you make during work? Because I don't want to get into trouble here, or you into trouble here.
I make decisions at my job on where I need to start. I make a decision on how do I make this show up here
But then
then go
then it
here.
comes back and then it's wrong because
Yes, and then I have to
someone doesn't know.
rethink it, and I have to
someone doesn't know how to
redecide.
work. So
Yes, and then I have to redo it, which means I have to redecide and swap, and then I have to know where everything needs to go, and I have to decide where it's going to go,
how
and
many
if that's even
times
right.
do you have to go back through something typically?
There was one time I went through something 5 times.
Because you would send it in, and then that certain
I sent
person
it
was
in.
like, "This is not right. You got to fix this, 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 and this."
I sent it in. They looked at it for a little bit, sent it back, and said they'll review it when I send it back. They'll finish reviewing it when I send it back. I sent it back with the one update that they asked. They then found 2 more things I needed to update, so I then updated it, sent it back. Then they found 3 more things. Instead of just reviewing the whole entire thing and finding all of the mistakes at one time, it was constantly being sent back. So
Yeah, I know you make a lot of decisions at work.
yeah, I make an overwhelming amount of decisions because also then if I'm working on something and I get told, "Hey, do this," I have to decide which one is the more important one that I've been told to do because I don't know. I have no direction. So I'm constantly making that decision every time I get something added to my plate.
Yeah,
So when I get home and you're like, and I ask you a question of what's for dinner, and you say, "What do you want to do?" That is the last thing I want to pick because I could honestly care less. Like at that point in time. So it's
but then I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna make some bacon," and
that's when you're being spiteful because you know I don't like bacon, so you're gonna
No,
purposely make bacon when I don't like it. But you've never done that, so I don't know why you're saying that now because you've never done that.
it's when I go to a fast food restaurant that I always get your order wrong. No, not really at McDonald's though. But anytime
other
I try to go
places?
somewhere else, Sonic, I haven't gotten your order right twice. The last 2 times I went to Sonic. So I got plain hot dogs, so there's no sauce in there. And then I got a loaded hot dog.
I would rather you get a plain hot dog 'Cause we have ketchup.
Yeah, but we went to your friend's son's baseball game, so there wasn't any sauce.
No.
Actually, there was sauce in the concessions.
No, there wasn't. They didn't have concessions.
Yeah, they did. They had a concession stand
No, they
at
didn't.
the ballpark. It was on the back side.
At the one that's not connected to the really old
Oh, wait,
where the bathrooms are?
that was the other day. We went when I got you Sonic, yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. The concession stand was not
That was not the one at
that was not when
the
you got
nice
Sonic.
fields.
Yeah, it
It
was
was the one that was the old castle.
yes. I was like, "Dude, was there a concession stand? 'Cause I would've gone." But they didn't have one, like, the bathrooms weren't even there. You had to go all the way, like, somewhere else just to go to the bathroom. So, that's what I was like, What are you talking about?"
Well, another thing, it also seems like I have a lot more hours in the day because I get home so early.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that's also where I see it too, is, like, you have the time to kinda think about things.
And clean the house or
Well, I like to help you clean the house. It's not that
yeah.
I want
No,
you to do
it's
it
not
by
like I'm
yourself.
always cleaning the house by myself when but
Yeah, I mean, I like to help you, but if you do it before I get home, great. That's one thing off of both of our plates for the
yeah.
weekend, but also it's like in my mind, it's taking a load off of me because I'm like, okay, I'm the one that has to like remember, okay, here are the things we have to do. These are the things that need to get done in the
And
house.
also sometimes you stay past 5.
Yeah, that's very true. I do. Which is a boundary you should have, especially if you don't get paid for it. It it's a boundary where you should say, "No, that's your free time."
Salary slaves.
Salary slaves in the South. So, another one is digital boundaries. Examples are not responding instantly, limiting social media, and turning notifications off because you don't have to, and I am prone to, as soon as I see a notification, I have to click it to get rid of it. I should probably just turn off all my notifications and then that won't happen. Where I'm like constantly looking at my phone in which to see if I've gotten a notification to make sure that it's cleared out. Like that's crazy. And people take time to respond to you. You can take time to respond to them. You don't have to answer them immediately. I always try to answer in a timely manner, like, as soon as I can because
She usually answers me immediately though.
well, yeah, I usually answer everyone immediately because I don't want them to think that I'm not gonna answer, and also sometimes I might forget to answer if I don't. So, that's another thing. Because with digital, you can get a phone addiction. You are more pressured to always be available, be available when someone calls, when someone texts, like making yourself always available when you can just lock your phone, put it down, and then go out and spend time and not feel like you constantly have to be on your phone. And then there is the physical boundaries, which I think you were more discussing on earlier, is like unwanted touch, people showing up unannounced, and needing alone time. Like it's your personal space. You were more focused. I think that's what you were mainly talking about when I asked you what you thought.
No, I was
boundaries were.
going I said that was one, and then I said something along the lines of what you said or things.
Yeah, so there's needing alone time. I think also even in relationships, needing alone time is healthy. It is not terrible to take space sometimes from each other. We love being around each other.
We do?
I do.
Yes, of course we love being around each other.
Oh, okay. Well, if you didn't love being around me, you can say something. This is free open space.
Did you not hear the sarcasm in my voice when I said
No.
that? Golly,
The
woman.
thing, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to tell your sarcasm. Your sarcasm.
Well,
It's hard to
at least
tell.
my family will understand my sarcasm because they've been around me for 28 years. So
Yes. I'm like, well, we've been around you for a year, okay? Give me some leeway here. I had a feeling it was sarcasm, but also I don't want you to feel like
also, if you spent any time around, shout out my Uncle Robert. then you would understand the sarcasm.
It's not I understood that there might have been some sarcastic tone, but sometimes people use sarcasm.
Or any of the future boys, my uncles over there too. Sorry. Sorry for interrupting. I've done it twice now. I'm sorry. I love you. Go.
I love you too. Sometimes people use sarcastic undertones to actually express how they truly are feeling.
Have I ever done that? I don't know. Have
Um,
I?
sometimes you do, depending on what it is.
I
So
can't remember scenarios
you
that I've
do it
done it.
more playfully than you do not playfully, but with the other experiences that I've had with people, it is more of an underlining tone. So
Yeah.
I always double check with you. That's why every time you're sarcastic and I say, "W-" you say something, I'm like, well, we don't really have to, like, we don't have to do that. Like, the reason I say that is because I truly want you to be able to express and tell me if you're uncomfortable or if you don't like something.
And I would tell you I don't want to do it if it was actually the case.
Some people do it just to be nice.
When have I ever done that?
I'm not saying you've done that. I'm just saying other people in the world, like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
might
talking, I'm talking about me.
I
Just
know, keep in mind, those are the experiences that I've had. Trying to trying to make sure that it's not that way with you. I have to double ask because I want to make sure that you're not just doing it because I want you to do it. You're not just I want you to thoroughly want to do something, like, and not be me, where I do things that I don't wanna do, and I get frustrated, and you hear me complain about it because I'm like, "I didn't wanna go do this, but now I've gotta go do this, and da 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 da." And, I don't like, I just don't want you to feel that way. So that's why I asked. That's why I double asked. Okay. So then we have conversational boundaries. And this is more of conversations you will or won't engage in. It's not, you know, the we're trying to think of, but it's it's you controlling how you respond in a conversation or if you'll even continue a conversation. So let's say back to the person disrespecting you. It happens again. This person then tells this person, which then comes to tell you, you say, I'm okay, thank you. And that's the end of it. You don't engage anymore and you just completely shut it down. Again, people might think you're rude and because it goes back to
they can get over it.
yeah, and then, like, let's say you want to not gossip about people, that is that is a conversation that you won't engage in. You can say, if you want to discuss this, you will need to find someone else because I do not engage in this, and leaving heated arguments. Okay, so the next portion is so those are all of your boundaries. So the next portion is why people hate your boundaries. People benefit from your lack of boundaries. You have to understand that. So people get the most when you have, I guess, you don't really respect yourself to have these boundaries or you're not willing to give yourself the confidence in like setting a boundary to then help yourself be mentally and emotionally not carrying more than what you need. So when you start saying no to someone and you see them switch up and they start getting very aggravated, it's because you have now kind of cut that. You're not going to do this anymore. And they've lost their not control, but they've lost being able to use you in the way that they could before. So, an example, if someone was an only child, their mom had them when they were really young, so they are like conjoined at the hip, basically. When the child then starts becoming their own person, but it's also the influence of someone who's already an adult, just trying to guide them into being an adult themselves, the person that then is not getting that's getting told no, that all the things are changing, they're going to lash out and get upset, even though you're doing very basic human adult things of growing.
Yeah.
So, other times when you stop over explaining and you stop people pleasing, when you start just saying no and no being no, not going into detail, not telling them why you can't do it to try to maybe make arrangements for something else or to do something different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but that people, not all people react negatively, but a good chunk of them can react negatively. And you kind of have to prepare yourself for that, and that's where the conflict comes in is you're going to have that conflict of after you've set a boundary. So the people who get upset about your boundaries were often benefiting from you not having any. And if you decide to set a boundary, like I'm going to say no to things on Sundays and during the week. Like I don't that time is specifically just going to be for me and you to be together in our home, enjoying each other because that's our time to be together because we're working all the other times. If you start telling people no after that, like, and in minuscule things, like, I'm not saying say no to everything,
Yeah.
but saying no to things that aren't meaningful to you and meaningful in your life to like help either impact your life for the greater or that makes you feel like you're doing something good or that you're going to benefit purely out of. If those people start getting angry because you say no, they were using you basically, in my opinion. That's just a personal opinion. Because either they were guilting you into doing those things and using and manipulating you because guilt and manipulation go hand in hand. I don't feel like you can have one without the other because most manipulation is used by guilt tripping you or guilting you into doing something that you don't want to do, but you feel so guilty because of that person's going to be upset. That person's going to be sad. That person is going to be mad or however they're going to react is guilting you. And that's a form of manipulation. Now, keep in mind, they might not know that they are guilt tripping you. There are some times where people have, said things and didn't realize the significance of their words until after the fact. That can happen. And you can express and saying, hey, I feel like you are coming at this in a kind of, hey, trying to get me to do this after I've already said no. If they said, oh, no, that's not how I was presenting it, if you can have a conversation, great. Then that person is actually a genuine person and wasn't potentially trying to guilt trip you or manipulate you. That doesn't mean anything. There also could be a comment saying, "You've changed." I've gotten a few of those. Like remember when 2020 when COVID happened and people did those drive-by birthdays?
Yeah.
So I am someone who does not like unwanted attention. So I don't want people, looking out at me or I don't want anything that's unwarranted. Does that make sense? Do you know what that means? Unwanted attention?
Yeah.
So, like, if someone honks it, or if you were to honk your horn in the street and everybody stares at our car, that's unwanted attention.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that's what I wouldn't want.
But
My
she wants to get on the kiss cam and jump on Tron, though, so
That's different. That's part of the thing, but that's never gonna happen. So
she always says these things.
I did get on the jumbotron.
I got on the Jumbotron 3 times at a Braves game once.
You remember me getting on the jumbotron with Mom and Rob? That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
It was only for a second. So back in 2020, they were doing the birthday drive-bys and honking horns and all that for
I
your
got
birthday
one for when I came home from the mission. They drove by my house.
and honked and everything.
Honked and
Okay, for me, that is my literal nightmare. Please do not ever do that because I feel like everyone's going to be staring at me. I felt so uncomfortable because it was going to cause all of this attention from the neighbors who I don't know.
So now we need another outbreak or something
No.
to drive by your house next April.
Oh.
By our house next April.
No, please don't. I will cringe. It's literally my worst nightmare. Truly. So my friends wanted to do that. I did not want that at all.
But they did it anyways.
No,
I
they
don't
didn't
know.
do it.
So she
I
set the boundary.
No, I ghosted them. I didn't
Oh,
talk to them. I barely spoke any words to them, and they told me that I've changed and I'm a different person and I don't even do this anymore. And they were like, "We were just trying to do something nice for you."
oh,
And they had even messaged my boyfriend saying, "We had all of this plan and she won't even say anything to us." Because I was avoiding the conflict of telling them because they had done it for other people. I didn't participate in it because I had been in an accident, so,
yeah.
I couldn't participate in it. I didn't have a phone, or I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car to be able to drive that far to where they were, because they were, like, in Marietta, and so I didn't have a I didn't
No
have
way to get over there.
yeah, like, I could have used my mom's, but I was either working or like, there were other conflicts that I just couldn't do it,
Yeah.
and so I didn't want that. And they reached out to the guy I was dating, asking, "We want to do this for Susan." Da, da, da." And he was with me, and I was like, "Hey, you say something. Like, you say, yeah, her mom's gonna make her cupcakes, and I think that's kind of all she really wants is you." Da, da, da. And like, trying to hint at them that it wasn't something I wanted.
What they say back?
Well, so because I didn't respond, and then my mom had made cupcakes for me to go and share with my family. So I went and I dropped one off at my sister's house, my grandmother's house. I dropped it off at everyone I just I dropped off a cupcake and then left so that they could open their door and get the cupcake because it was COVID. Well, there was this girl that was somewhat part of the group. She had a falling out with another female. They had a falling out, and that was a whole ordeal. And I didn't choose a side between them. I was being friends with both of them.
Yeah.
And so I guess it was also because I didn't take a side that this was very frustrating for them. She used to not even 3 minutes from my sister's house. I had an extra cupcake. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna stop by and give you this cupcake." Got an extra one. I stopped by. She said, "I'll come to the driveway and hang out with you." Okay, great. Cool. Took a picture on Snapchat, posted it. That was the end. That was the end. I was kicked out of the group chat. They blocked me. They don't talk to me at all. I
Mhm.
apologize. I didn't feel like I did anything wrong because they were in Dallas and Marietta. If I was gonna be anywhere near there, yes, I would have taken them a cupcake,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. I was in Kennesaw, which isn't that far from Marietta, but we're talking like 4 or 5 exits down from Wade Green, like past Barrett.
Mm.
You're getting towards Six Flags.
Were
That's
you living in Kennesaw at the time?
No,
Or you
I was living in Cartersville
Yeah.
because
So
I
yeah,
was in my parents' house.
that's a little bit longer.
Yep, I would even be longer, and I did that at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night
Yeah.
when I got to her house, when I had finished dropping off in Cartersville because I had dinner with my family, and then I drove.
You still talk to the girl that you gave the donut
I'm
to?
I'm
Or is
friends
it
with her on Facebook,
Yeah.
but we don't talk. So when I tried to reach out to one of them about what happened and what I did, they were like, "You've changed. You've become a different person."
Just because you gave a cupcake to this girl.
Yes, because they saw it as me choosing her over them because they're like, "We had this whole plan to come by and see her for her own birthday. She didn't even want us, but she went and saw the other person." Now, yes, I can see how it looks that way,
Yeah.
but that was never my intention. I just didn't feel comfortable having a big bash, and I didn't have comfortable with all the cars coming by, but I was still friends with both of them. Like,
Well, clearly not anymore.
no. Well, and I wasn't trying to get in between their drama. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to stay out of it. I was staying the middle person. I listened to both of them vent to me, and I just was trying to stay Switzerland neutral, which is another reason why I'm not a big fan of female friends. You notice how I don't have very many female friends because we were four girls, all friends in a group, and then there was drama between two of them, and it went down.
Downhill.
But yeah, I've gotten the "you've changed" message for sure, and also it goes along with toxic friendships.
Yeah.
Like that's how you kind of can tell that you have toxic. And I reached out. She sent this message to me. And then, like, well, they had kicked me out, and I think it had been a few months. It had been a few months, maybe even a year. And I reached out, and I was like, wanted that friendship. I never wanted to lose the rest of the group,
Yeah.
but because I showed favoritism to one person, even though they didn't have the full story, and even after I told them the full story, that didn't matter to them.
Mhm.
And so that's like, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, again, everybody makes mistakes.
Have those days.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody is that way. But no person is human. And I'm not saying we're all
No
perfect
person
people.
is human. Everybody is human. So everybody
meant-
makes mistakes.
Yes.
The other way around.
Yes, sorry.
I guess her brain is
nobody's a
fried.
perfect human is
There
what
you
I
go.
meant to say.
Everyone
No one's
is no perfect except for one man. His name starts with a J.
JC.
JC.
So it's just like you're never gonna know someone's true intentions all the time. And I feel like giving a second chance is deserving
Yeah.
at least 2 chances. When after that, you have to set a boundary and call a time of like, hey, this is unacceptable for me. If you keep this up, it's kind of like that. Like when you say, hey, this is something that makes me uncomfortable, if you continue to have this, maybe it's foul language. If you keep using foul language, I'll have to distance myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be around that. Because you're keeping your
Boundary.
Because it's yours.
Yeah.
You're not telling the person, hey, you can never say a swear word ever again. You're saying, hey, please don't do it near me.
Yeah. My sister had set boundaries with people growing up, or set a boundary about being around certain people.
Yeah. And it's hard because some of those people can be really funny, really awesome people.
Yeah.
And they just have this one thing, and you can tell that someone is a true person if they really try to make that change for you.
Yeah.
Like, because when they're around other people, do as you please. But if they make that change to show you that they want to have you in their space, that's a really, really big thing. So here are some really big signs that you need better boundaries. Constant burnout. I'm right here, party of one, right here. I feel like I'm constantly burnt out. And it mainly has to do with my work boundaries because I have none. Because I don't feel like I can have any boundaries. I don't feel like I can say no at my job. I even got complimented on it. She never says no. I just feel like I can't. If I do, how does that make me look? They're going to think that I'm not a team player, or they're like, I don't want to say no because I could lose my job. And I need my job. When you have resentment, when you have anxiety before answering messages, feeling drained after interactions, difficulty saying no, overcommitting, and feeling guilty resting. So if 3 of those sounded anything like what you're experiencing, this might have been a good episode for you to learn about boundaries, and that it's more for you. It's not for them. It's your boundary.
No, so I never thought of it that way.
Like when someone tells you about their boundary, you think they're just, I don't know, but it truly is for your sanity and for you not to get burnt out, for you not to overcommit yourself. And it's okay to say no, or it's okay to say, hey, we're going to push this back further. Like I'm fine with that. I would rather someone get to me later on in life than now. Like, especially like, unless it's like an emergency, okay?
Yeah.
In emergency and dire situations, it's a little bit different. But if I'm asking Jonah to do something for me that is not anything of an emergency, it's not something of our daily chores. It's like, let's say it's cleaning up the backyard or reorganizing. Honestly, that can wait for months. It is not gonna kill me if we have to wait months for it to get done. Eventually, it'll get done when we both have the time or when he has the time and when he's mentally capable of contributing that time to that task. I'm okay waiting for things like that. I don't have to be an immediate, yeah, we got to get this done. So, I mean, I've never felt like I'm that kind of person. I don't know. There's certain things that I like done before company comes over, but it's more of inside things than outside things. Like
Yeah.
we do want to actually clean the backyard. That's one of our things that we want to get done. But I'm okay. No one's going out there
Except for the dog.
except for the dog. No one is going out looking at our yard constantly. You know, people come over to peer out into our yard. That's fine. But it's not like we have kids that want to go play out in the backyard or anything like that. And so for right now, to me, it can stay like that. And I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So here is how to actually set boundaries. So identify the problem. What is it that keeps draining you? The second is be direct. Clear is more better than nice. Like, be clear, don't be nice. Like, you can do it in a nice way, but make sure you were clear in setting your boundary. Don't backpedal. Some examples is I'm unavailable. I'm not discussing that. I can't do that. You know, be very direct, very clear. Step 3, stop over explaining. Over explaining often comes from guilt or fear or wanting permission to say no. So, no is a complete sentence, but most of us turn it into a TED talk. But it can be just strictly no.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. No, I'm not discussing that. No, I need space. No, I'm unavailable. And 4, be consistent. People will test those boundaries. Like I said, don't backpedal. They will say maybe just this once, or if you're constantly changing. Now, if you are constantly changing the boundary, like you said, oh, it's this, but then you change it, that's not being consistent. And then you're kind of manipulating boundaries. You're not using it in a very healthy way because you could use this in a negative way. People can always use it for ill purposes. And you can say that I'm setting a boundary, I'm being healthy. When you're constantly changing it, that's not really being healthy. And setting like a healthy boundary, that's using sort of a manipulation. And you're going to be on very fine lines there. So healthy versus unhealthy boundaries. And I think this is our last one. So a healthy boundary is flexible, respectful, clear, and constant. Unhealthy is too weak or too rigid, which we talked about those ones before. They should protect your relationships, not destroy them overall. Like, boundaries aren't about pushing people away, they're about creating relationships where respect exists on both sides. That is the main purpose of a boundary. A boundary is not meant to be used, and a boundary is not meant to be crossed.
It's a great way to put that.
Yeah. And I'm not saying people just need to immediately, like,
Throw boundaries everywhere.
yeah, go start throwing boundaries everywhere. No. Really, if you are
Evaluate.
if you're a prayerful person, pray about it. Um, and like, if you just like think with it before you just do it.
Yeah.
Really think about the boundary and what exactly it is and what it will give you if you set it, that boundary. Is it going to give you maybe more space, more time, or is it going to make you feel less overwhelmed? Like, what is it going to do for you? Because again, a boundary is yours. It's not to control other people, it's to control what you can control.
Well put.
So, do you feel like you learned something today?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
You gonna start setting some boundaries?
Let's definitely work on it.
Food in the bed. Point blank. I'm just kidding. That's a rule. The way that I said it would be a rule, not a boundary.
Yeah.
it would be, I don't want to sleep in the bed if you're going to bring food in it.
Yeah.
That's a boundary. So if you bring food in the bed, I will not be sleeping there because I set that boundary that I don't want to sleep, but I don't care about food in the bed. I eat all the time. In my bed, in my
I bring her food when she's home and goes to the bathroom and then just gets in bed. And I'm like, where'd she go? And I'm like, oh, she's probably laying down.
Yeah, because I need to lay down. Sitting all day in those uncomfortable chairs, it's been really killing my back. My lower back is hurting, and my what is it? The bone that's your butt.
Your coccyx?
Sure, is that the right word?
Think so.
Uh,
Your butt bone?
yeah, my butt bone.
Yeah.
That's been hurting out the wazoo recently. I don't know why, but it's been bad.
Yeah.
I just
Well, thanks for tuning in to this episode.
need to lay down sometimes. Yeah, thanks guys. Sorry it was
It's a little bit of a longer one this week.
yeah, it was a long one, but
After
I
editing, it'd
just
probably take down 20 minutes of it, but
yeah, editing will probably take it down to probably an hour. But yeah, I wanted a more informational one. There was a different version of it where it was just talking about it, but I wanted more informational because I knew Jonah didn't really have anything really to say or have any examples per se of boundary setting or anything like that. Not that he hasn't set boundaries, but that I didn't think that he was going to have anything that they were kind of asking me to ask questions about. So I did make this more informative so that it could be like, hey, a lesson of learning. But yeah,
I was
so
like, well, new stuff.
let me know if you guys learned something new today. Just yeah, set your boundaries and have great relationships with your family and friends
Yeah.
and be nice and be
Be
kind.
nice, be loving, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye guys.